Hello, I'm George Maschke of antipolygraph.org, and I'm making this recording to comment on a situation that I find very distasteful, but that I feel I cannot let pass without comment. And that is the upcoming polygraph examination of a Mr. Larry Sinclair of Duluth, Minnesota. Now, on the 18th of January of this year, Mr. Sinclair posted to YouTube a video statement in which he made certain allegations against presidential candidate Barack Obama. Specifically, Mr. Sinclair alleges that on two occasions in 1999 he performed fellatio on Mr. Obama and observed him smoke crack cocaine. He offered no corroborating evidence of this. However, he did challenge Mr. Obama to a polygraph test and offered to submit himself to a polygraph test. Well, this story was picked up by some internet sites, especially by right-leaning political blogs, and eventually the proprietor of a website called whitehouse.com, that was once a pornography site but is now devoted to political commentary, a Mr. Dan Parisi, who runs that website, posted a challenge to Larry Sinclair, offering him $10,000 to take a polygraph test and $100,000 in the event that he should pass. Mr. Sinclair took him up on this offer, and the polygraph examination has been scheduled in the New York City area on Tuesday, the 26th of February, this coming Tuesday. Now, we don't know what the results will be. Mr. Sinclair, of course, affirms that he's telling the truth and that he expects to pass. I don't know the truth or falsity of these allegations. However, what I would like to share with all of you is why, whether he passes or fails, the results really don't prove anything one way or the other and should not be relied upon in any way. Now, many Americans think that polygraph testing, although it's not 100% reliable, it's not admissible in court, right? But it still must have some scientific basis to it, right? Or otherwise, why would the police use it? Why would the CIA use it to screen applicants? Well, as it turns out, it's well established that polygraph testing really doesn't have any scientific basis. It's used by government agencies because of the public belief in the lie detector. It's often useful for getting admissions from people who might be concealing the truth, who can be convinced that the lie detector has caught them in a lie, and that it's therefore in their best interest to be forthright and truthful and to tell what they know. However, there's really no scientific basis behind it. Let me explain to you briefly how it's going to work. Say on Tuesday, Mr. Sinclair goes to his polygraph examination. The relevant questions are going to be regarding his allegations regarding Barack Obama. Say, for example, did you, in 1999, observe Mr. Barack Obama use crack cocaine? Or did you perform oral sex on Mr. Barack Obama in 1999? These are the likely relevant questions. Now, how is the lie detector operator going to determine whether or not Mr. Sinclair is telling the truth? What he's going to do is compare his reactions to those relevant questions with his reactions to what are called control questions. And these are questions on which the examinee is secretly expected to lie. Now, the examiner will tell him that it's very important that he tell the truth, that he answer all questions truthfully. But secretly he expects answers to questions like, are you the kind of person who would lie to get out of trouble? Or did you ever tell a serious lie to someone who trusted you? These will be introduced as what are called sometimes character questions. And the examinee is led to believe that if he answers these questions untruthfully, then he'll fail the test, because he'd be the kind of person who would lie about something serious. However, it's secretly expected that everyone has lied to get out of trouble or has lied about something serious at some point in their life, betrayed the trust of a loved one. So what the polygrapher wants to do is to actually trick the person into lying to these so-called control questions. Then what he's going to do is compare that person's reactions to the control questions with their reactions to the relevant questions. So if Mr. Sinclair reacts more strongly to the question about whether he observed Mr. Obama using an illegal drug than he does to the question about having ever lied to a loved one, then he's going to fail the test. He'll be considered deceptive. But if he reacts more strongly to the control question, the one about lying to a loved one or ever having betrayed someone's trust, then he's going to pass the test. Now, if this all seems very simplistic to you, it is. It has no basis in science, and it's thoroughly discredited among serious scientists. Um, but that's what they do. It's really honestly how they determine whether you're telling the truth or lying. It's whether you react more strongly to the relevant question or to the control question. Now there's a third type of question you should know about. These are called irrelevant questions. The examiner untruthfully explains to the examinee that to have a baseline for truth, he's going to ask them some questions, the true answer to which is going to be obvious to both parties. For example, are the lights on in this room? Or are you wearing shoes? And when the examinee answers yes, well, that will establish their baseline for truth. Nonsense. These irrelevant questions only serve as buffers between pairs of relevant and control questions. And so they're not scored at all. That's all they do. They don't provide any baseline for truth whatsoever. Now, two important points to keep in mind. And I don't want to prejudge Mr. Sinclair. I have no idea one way or the other whether he's telling the truth or not, although I do note he hasn't offered any evidence to substantiate his allegations. But it's very common for truthful people to wrongly fail a polygraph. If you are more anxious when truthfully denying that you're lying about a matter of importance than when falsely denying a common sin such as having lied to a loved one, well then you're very likely to fail the test wrongly, even though you're telling the truth. Conversely, you can pass the test by augmenting your reactions to the control questions. And there are simple ways to do this, such as biting the side of your tongue, or even thinking exciting or scary thoughts, doing mental arithmetic during the asking of the control questions. These techniques are very easy to learn, and we explain them on antipolygraph.org. So, passing or failing the polygraph is proof of nothing. And in determining whether or not Mr. Sinclair is telling the truth regarding his allegations, the polygraph results should be given no weight whatsoever. I know this may become a media circus, and that is what concerns me. And in weighing in determining what weight to give to these polygraph results when they come out, you should know how the polygraph actually works. And it's basically as I explained to you. For more details, see our ebook, The Lie Behind the Lie Detector, which is free. You can download from antipolygraph.org. And we explain in detail how the test works using government documentation of the procedure. That's about all I have to say on that. If you have any questions of me regarding it, feel free to send me an email. My address is Maschke, M-A-S-C-H-K-E, at antipolygraph.org. Again, that's M-A-S-C-H-K-E at antipolygraph.org. Thanks for your time, and we'll see what happens, and hopefully this won't become the media circus that it could potentially become.